So thank you guys for watching our phase 3 of our facial. So this facial is not going to have a chemical peel in it because we already did the chemical peel. You want to give your clients a break from a chemical peel, even if they are waiting their 3-week to 1 month type of schedule. So 3 weeks for youthful skin, very, very young, still developing skin, like our models. She could get away with every 3 weeks doing a chemical peel, maybe even 2 weeks. But I wouldn't do that unless it's a lower chemical peel, nothing crazy, glycolic, something that's 30% or more. No, don't do that within 2 weeks because your skin is still healing no matter how youthful and young your skin is. So for our client, we've waited a while, more towards the 30-day mark. And if you do have skin that's maybe 60 years older or 65 on up, you will need to wait the 28 days or to a month for your skin cells, or even longer, it might even be 45 days to be on the safe side, to wait for your skin cells to rejuvenate and grow back. But for hers, it's good. So we're going to analyze the skin. I'm going to show you guys what we've done. And so far, so great. I'm looking at her skin. I can analyze it already, but I'm going to wash or cleanse her skin, tone it, and scrub it all in one using our soap, which is all 3 in 1. We're going to analyze her skin and see what we need to do. Okay, so if you look at our model's face, like I said, this is her 3rd treatment. So most chemical peels or facial treatments are going to be in cycles of 3, 6, even 9. Pushing it would be like a 12. Trying to tell somebody you need 12 treatments or something, that might be a doctor, or even 9 that's trying to actually get more money out of you. But if it's something to where you have grade 3, grade 4 acne, then that might be accurate to where you might need 9 treatments or 12, possibly even more. But after 3, you should start seeing some sort of clearance or problem areas dissipating slowly. If they do dissipate fast, then that's great. That means their skin cells are really receptive to whatever you're using on the face, and everything is working and getting unclogged, sort of like a drain. When you put Drano in, not every time you put Drano in, your clog just magically gets unclogged. Even on the back of the reading label or the directions for Drano, it does state, leave your sink alone, step away for 15 to 20 minutes, even half an hour. It needs time to eat the clogged hair or toilet paper or crap or whatever's stuck in that drain, or food, bone, to eat through everything. So same thing for products you use on your face. It's still going to take time. 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, even 2 months, 3 months. It takes time. So let's do our cleansing portion of the face so we can see what's going on underneath the skin. And so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alright, you guys, like in the beginning of the video, like I said, for some clients you pass them a mirror and then we go over what she wants done or fixed. So this is your little small compact mirror. And then see, she just grabs it, she holds on to it. You normally will ask them, hey, remember our last 2 sessions? You pointed to this and that. What do you think about this? Like how well the forehead is doing. This is even before I do the cleanse, because I want to show them once I do the cleanse and do my extractions that it's gone. Because some problems I can actually fix, like certain small pimple right here, that's going to be gone. I can take care of that. Or if she pointed to this small pimple right here, I'm going to take care of that. But then there's some things I can tell them, hey, look, this is still going to take time to heal. Like her forehead right here, smooth. If you look at the photos I took before, and I'm going to show you that it was not this clear. Now we just need to work on certain areas back here. This is the hairline. You're going to have certain bumps of the hairline because this hair has oil and it seeps down into the forehead area. So after we discuss what's going on and things are changing, thank you. We want to calm our client down because sometimes there's going to be some things that they might not want to hear, or if they do hear it, it can frighten them. So we want to calm them down with some calming aromatherapy. So it's just called calming. You put a couple drops in your hand. See that? Just like 4 drops, 3 to 4 drops. Rub it. Ask your client to take a deep breath in. And exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. One more time. And that aromatherapy doesn't need to be right on their nose or in their nose, because it's so potent. You can have it out here and they're still going to smell it. You can have it over here and they're still going to smell it. You can wave it, they're still going to smell it. You know, right in front of it. It's strong, because I can even smell it way back here just moving my arms around their head. It's a good smell. So to take the rest of it right into hair, so that'll keep that smell. Right down to the ears. Right down to the bed. So that smell still lingers in the air. And this is to calm them down, calm anxiety. Whatever you just told them, they'll be at peace now. And if they're not, play some music, tell them a good story, do something to keep their mind occupied. You don't want anybody crying on your table because they're going on a dinner date later that night, or they're trying to get this one special guy or whoever, and they're just worried about one pimple. It's not the end of the world, but to them, it may seem like it's the end of the world. So, our cleanser, right over the face. We can put it in our hand if we want to. Just 1, 2, 3. Apply to the cheek. Again, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Right to the forehead. Or you can add it right directly to the cheek or chin. But some people don't like things just dropping on their face, so be careful. Ask them. Say, hey, look, it's coming on in. And I like to just add it to my hands. So now that you've added your cleanser, your toner, and your scrub, you are now ready to use your little bristle brush, your bamboo bristle brush. It's nice and soft for the skin. And if it gets a little sticky, that means you just need to apply a little bit more water to your brush. Because see how it's like sticky, it's lathering up a little bit too much. Grab a little bit more water. There you go, so now it glides smooth. Make sure you get your nose. And I like to do at least 3 passes to really make sure the cleanser gets into the skin. They should feel a nice tingling sensation, like a cool breeze. Be careful of the eye area, just dip to where you can get it. You do not want to mess with the eye crevice area where we get little small eye boogers in the morning, or coal in the eye in the morning is what they call it back in the day. Coal, I don't know where that came from. It's just your eye lactates when you're at sleep, or leaks a little bit. because we're either dreaming or we're in a restful, peaceful rest, and it seeps out, causing a little eye crustation. But leave that crustation area alone when it comes to soap. You don't want it in there. It's very small, minute, to where even if you get a speck of soap or anything that can irritate the skin, it's going to be the worst of the worst. So you don't want to have them rush into the bathroom because they got soap in their eye. It's very irritating. And this soap and this cleanser is very strong. It will irritate the crap out of the eye. They're not going to want to continue with their facial, and they're not going to pay you. Squeeze out your brushes. Or sponges. I don't know why I said brushes. Excuse me. Alright, so now we're going to analyze the skin. Okay, so when we're analyzing the skin, what I'm looking for when I analyze the skin, like I said, I'm looking for fine lines, wrinkles, hyperpigmentation or dark marks. I'm looking for sagging, drooping skin. Looking for pitting acne to where it's like holes in the face, like really, really bad scar marks from acne. And rosacea, of course. If I hadn't said you had any of those things, then you are doing well. You may have a few small bumps, acne here and there. You may have a light spot or dark mark, just one or two. That's not true hyperpigmentation. That could just be a birthmark. Or it could be a hormonal imbalance to where it's over time going to go away. So if you don't have them everywhere, then don't worry about it. You're doing great. So for her skin, right on the forehead before, if you looked at the last video that we had, she had a lot of little bumps up here. Now they flattened out. They're going away. Right here, I'm going to extract here, the small tiny bump here. And at the hairline, even though you can't see these even on the camera, I'm going to extract them because they're inflamed. They're a little bit red. I'm going to get to them before they can get to her. Looking at her eyebrows, very smooth in here. Remember it was congested last time. The cheek area, we're just going to go over, but see, they're flat. Even though they're red, her skin is flat on the other hand. It may look like acne is there, but when you feel it, her skin is smooth. This redness will take a little bit of time to get out. Her skin tone, because of the chemical peel, took in a reaction to it to where it's like, okay, in time, it's all going to go away and go down. But for now, I'm still going to be bright red because she's going through hormonal changes. She's very youthful. She has time to grow. When you get past 25, 30, 35, then yeah, most things are going to stop. And even if you do have acne adult, it's only going to happen once and twice out of a year, maybe 3 times, possibly 4. But that's it. Right around at the chin area, nice and smooth. We're doing great. So all we're going to do is do small extractions. Nose is looking great and flawless. No open pores, no blackheads. I'm pleased with our progress. So let's begin with our. Now, before I get 1,000 million tweets about or comments, Facebook quotes, how some people do extractions before dermaplaning, you can do whatever you want to do. You're your own esthetician. This is just what I do. I find great results in what I do. You do what you need to do. But we're going to do dermaplaning first. And you tell your client right in this area, we're not messing with your eyebrows. This is just in between your eyebrows, right in the glabella area where you get those frown lines when people frown too much. You reiterate to them that it's not touching your eyebrow, it just may seem like it is. As you can see, the little small vellus hairs that are coming up, this is a bunch of dead skin and small tiny hairs that are like blonde hairs. Everybody has facial hair. And you are slowly removing these tiny hairs and dead skin off the face that a cleanser or certain instruments cannot get off the skin without a blade. It's something that's actually very sharp, can get off. And as you can see, it's collecting right by her eyebrow as we move down. And you also make sure you tell your client, hey, I'm not touching the side of your baby hair or where your edges are. I'm not messing with anything to mess up your hairstyle or to make you look kind of abstract or crazy. It just feels like that. And as you can see, I'm going right on the hairline. Now, just to see how much dead skin we have off and little small hairs, as you can see right there on my glove, that's what we just scraped off. And make sure you pull the skin taut or firm. So when I do it, I'm just grabbing, pulling, then I glide down. So again. And that's why I said her skin is flat. If she had bumps and everything, this would actually nick into her skin and cut her automatically. Just like men's skin, when we shave, we're automatically going to get cut. That's why we have razor burns. That's why we hate shaving. Because I don't care how delicate you are with that blade, you will get 1 or 2 nicks if you're just super careful. But you're still going to get some sort of bleeding pinpoint. Not nothing crazy. But if she had crazy bumps, this is why it's just red. So I would rather deal with the redness than actual raised bumps that was underneath her skin that we extracted last time. That's the craziness that we had to get out of her skin. I would never do dermaplaning with someone who has raised bumps. Never. I don't care, even if they paid me $300, no, it's going to hurt worse than anything, and I can cause infection and bacteria because of the blade. It's going to cause more stuff, free radicals, to run into your skin and to trap your skin even more. So I wouldn't even attempt it. I know a lot of you in the beginning of the video were like, well, that looks like it's not, flat. I'm like, no, it is. You can never judge somebody's skin until you actually do a true skin analyzation. You are looking and feeling, not just giving somebody your weird opinion because you learned this out of the internet or YouTube or whatever. And as you can see, I'm just using small, short strokes. I'm never going long, like all the way from here all the way down to the chin. No, just really, really small in sections. And see all that dead skin just coming right off the skin. Good. And now it's just super like baby soft skin. And extractions, I'm just pretty much again using our extractor tool with a little loop. We're not going far into the skin like we did last time to milk out anything because we already milked it out. It's nice and smooth. So we just need the redness to heal. And just in case we do run into problems where we need to open up any type of acne, we're going to unscrew our bottom cap, turn it over, and then you add in your lancet. So remember, your lancet is just your little small pinpoint to where you can break open a capillary to really get it out. So for now, we're just going to use this side to loop. So right at the hairline, right here, is where we're going to extract. Good. Oops. So one down, and these little small ones in the forehead we're going to get as well. Good. Good. That hurt a little bit. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to turn this way a little bit. Perfect right there. This one's going to hurt a little bit more because I want to milk it out of there as much as I can. Okay? So this one, it was already red and inflamed, so there's already pus and ooze coming out of it. So what I want to do is hold the skin, hold right over it. And it comes right on out. Good. Good. Now let it seep out and see how it's still coming out, oozing out. That's all it wants to do, is be free. Okay. Now, if you wanted to stop bleeding so you can continue your work, what you would get is your stippling or stippling powder. Comes in a little small tube. Just open it up. You want to clear out and clean the infected area. You can see how much infection has been in there for a while. But that's kind of the only bump in this general area that's going to be like that. You can see how much blood infection has come out. So we just clean it up with some witch hazel or just plain water, distilled water. What we should be using for all your aesthetic cleaning or steam, using distilled water. So see how I blotted it out. Take your stippling powder. You want to wet your glove just a little bit. You can see how it's bleeding a little bit. Turn it upside down, turn it back up. You have a little bit, that's all you need. And dab it right here. That's it. And it should stop bleeding. So now we're going to move on. Just going to move her back to neutral. Perfect. There's not really anything else up here we should be worrying about. Right up here, maybe these two. Very, very tiny. Dermal pen. So what I'm going to do first is apply a serum to her skin to help us glide. So the serum's going to be a little cool, so you just tell us a little cool sensation is going to come on the face. Just preparing the skin, getting it ready. It's not supposed to burn, it's not supposed to irritate. And ask your client, how are we doing, Riley?
Good.
Okay. Now that stippling powder that you just used, don't worry about going over it because most of it has went into the skin anyway to where it's not going to bleed. It's already inside of the skin. So all that surface part that just came off, that's the stippling powder that did not make it inside the skin. Don't worry about that. Okay. So now you take your packaging, you get your needles out, and they're not big needles. You just show your client these little small, tiny little needles. You just poke them out. That's what's coming. So it's just coming out. That's it. Sound effects. So you put it on into the head, snaps in, and then when you turn it on, so it's coming out at 1,000 revolutions per minute, or possibly more. So we're going to open up the skin, but it's not going to cause any problems or redness, craziness, maybe a little bit of redness. So we'll start with the forehead first. How do you feel?
Good.
Okay. It is supposed to be a little tingly. So see right here, see how the skin is turning red? I need to move on very quickly because these are 12 small needles puncturing the skin. Just quick passes. And it's going to be a lot less on this side because now it's the cheek area. It's a much meatier portion. The forehead is very flat, very thin. It's always going to hurt on the forehead, the jawbone, and the zygomatic bone right up in here a little bit by the eye because it's the thinnest skin. And now I know what you're saying. Should I not be going over the acne? The acne is already healed. It's just we want to get rid of the redness. So this pen is going to open up little small micro channels to where it's going to allow my serum, which I just put on the Blue Dream, to go deep inside and to heal from the inside out instead of outside in. It is very difficult to heal your skin from the outside in. Your skin is a protectant. It's the largest organ of your body. Of course it's not going to just let anything penetrate through it. If that was the case, we couldn't even go outside in the rain because those molecules would weigh us down like a sponge. We couldn't walk or do anything. We would absorb everything. So you would have to pretty much ingest good things so your outside skin can flourish and grow. But this skin pen is actually poking holes into the skin and affecting change on its own. Okay, so we're gonna flip onto the other side. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Wonderful right there. And ask your client, how are you feeling?
Good.
Perfect. Some more serum. This is a healing serum, a calming balm, if you will. This is what we definitely want inside of our skin. It is hard for this to get inside the skin unless you drink it, and it's going to probably dissolve in your stomach anyway. It's not going to reach the skin. It's not going to metabolize quick enough. It would have to be a solid form or a harder molecular form or molecule. That's why we are entering from the outside in. Okay, there we go. So now you can see the difference between this side of the forehead and this side of the forehead. Much clearer and white over here, or brown, olive color. This side, bright red. Not bright blood red, but just red enough so you know what's going on. So you know this pen works. So remember, quick passes of the forehead. Now when you get that suction noise, it means it's too much serum inside of the nail's head. So what you would do is you would take this off, and if you have your tissue paper, stick it out and then clean it. Because see how you push the needles up, you push them up, they need to be cleaned. Okay, so now that they're clean, you put them back on. Or not so much clean, but they're clogged with too much serum. Touch up on the nose just really quickly. Get in and get out. This is very sensitive. And that's it. We are good. So ask your client, how you doing?
Good.
Okay. Here, this time we're going to use a hot towel. Even though our face may seem like it's inflamed because of those needles, we need to take off our healing serum because we're going to put it back on, but we've moved around so much to where it looks crazy. Like the serum's everywhere. It's like goopy. hot towel. We don't want the hot towel sitting on the face for too long. Drag the skin as less as possible, or just glide a little bit, nice and easy. Do not want to inflame the skin more than it already is. Nose. Okay, so now to warm up the face, you can always use a hot towel, of course. So we're going to skip that step and go straight into extractions. So right here, we're going to go ahead and ask our client just to move right to the right a little bit. Perfect right there. That's wonderful. And see right here at the side of her face. So a small tiny bump right here. So see how it's scabbing up like she already got to it. So we're gonna push down, pull up. How we doing, Ron? We doing good? Okay. And see how that skin just came off? Well, some of it did. Good. So see that dead skin? That's what we want to get off. So her bump can breathe and come out, can ooze out. There we go. Good. See? It finally came out. Because see, that skin was holding it, and it won't come out unless you pop that skin off and milk it. So see, now it's coming out. Good. So see right here, we're going to let this sit for a while. I'm going to get some stippling powder just in case it oozes too much. And I'll show you how to stop the bleeding. So as you can see on the side, it's bleeding a little bit. You get your stippling powder, turn it over, get a little bit on your hand, and dab. And it will stop bleeding and go away. Okay, so moving on. We have the papule right here, the main one I want to get rid of. Pull the skin taut, loop over, press down and up. Oh, it's tough. It's a tough one. So since this one is a little hard, we're going to have to use our lancet. So Riley's going to feel like a little poke. Okay. I'm going to grab the cheek. And now it's open. See, she took that like a champion. She didn't scream or cry. And there it is. Good. Alright, it comes right on out. Good. So that one We're going to do this one and then 2 more, but everything else is nice and flat and smooth. We're going to leave those alone. Now, we are finally in our 3rd month. Our 3rd month, as you can see, everything is getting back to normal. She's a little bit red because guess what? We did a chemical peel first, then we did extractions. So that's why she's so red. Because here, I still try to extract a little bit more. And as you can see, the little Keratosis Pilaris is now leaving her face. As you can see, her skin is nice and smooth. Look at her nose. It's gorgeous now. She's getting there. It's the 3rd month. Treatment number 3. Alright, look at the hairline. There's no bumps. Little small hairs on the side of the face. But she's doing good. Let's zoom on in here. You see how smooth her face is. Everything is breaking down. Those keratinocytes are breaking down. That's what we want to see. Clear skin. Before, those bumps were nice and raised, but now she's doing much better. Let's move on. Oh, look at the whole face now. Still bright red because remember, we just did another chemical peel. This is the 3rd chemical peel, the 3rd treatment. Of course she's going to be a little bit red, but she's not as red as she used to be. Just a little bit right here after the peel. Up here as well. Here, here, and here, you know. Here, 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 and here. And just a little bit of the chin. But look at that chin. It's gorgeous. Look at her nose. She is doing awesome. Clearing up everything. Yep. That's what we want to see. So, moving on. Now, this was past the 3rd month where I just did a cleanse. I did no chemical peels or extractions. I just want her face to heal for the next month. I want to give her skin a break. I do a peel for 3 months. I take a break off another month. Then she can come back and do a peel. I start all over again at a lower percentage, 30%. Maybe move it up to 35%. End with 40. That's it. I don't do 45% anymore because it's just too much for youthful skin. She is 21 years old. She doesn't need it. You know, look at her skin. I mean, it is gorgeous. Everything I set out to do, and we did it. So now looking at the side view of her face, look at right here, all the way down, cheek area, nose, lips, orifice of her chin, mouth, neck. Everything is good. Everything is good. So okay, so now we're back and looking at her skin. As you can see, she has made remarkable recovery. Her Keratosis Pilaris is almost totally gone. Just a few minor areas right around here. I had to pop this little small hair bump. It was right on the side. I had to dermaplane first up here because she had a lot of vellus hairs here. And there was a bump and a few little hairs growing out of it. So I had to cut that off. And right here, it was acne. I had to pop them. And that's why it's oozing out right here. But she is doing well. See how it's popped right here as well. Yep. And that's her skin. That's her gorgeous skin. Let's go on to the next photo. All right. So, chin area, mouth area, everything looks wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on in the skin and why the Keratosis Pilaris does what it does and starts to act a fool. So, if we go ahead and draw on this block of skin, so our block of skin, when you're looking at the most outermost layer, as you would say, so the most outermost layer is your epidermis. Then you have your papular layer, P, your reticular layer, R, and then down below this would be S, which is this area right here. your yellow area, which is your subcutaneous layer. And then below the subcutaneous layer is your muscle, which is this pink area right there. So these areas, you have to be careful not to allow a chemical peel to even go past the papular layer. You don't want it to go to the reticular layer too much, because then that's like a TCA peel. That goes to the reticular area or layer of the skin. That's crazy. You do not want that problem. It burns like no other. So the keratinocytes, they're right here at the epidermis area. So we erase everything, get everything out the way. So then now we start over. So then right here at the epidermis, this is where your keratinocytes. So keratinocytes. This is where they lay, right on top of the outermost layer. But they get crazy. They get hard and rough, and then they perform or produce this shielding over your skin. And it does not allow for upward cells to penetrate and move through, especially not your sebaceous glands. So let's erase and start again. So when I mean your sebaceous glands, I mean right here at your hair follicles, and right here, this little yellow piece. This is a sebaceous gland, sweat gland. It comes all the way down, and this coil right here, it's your sweat glands. And they also connect. You see how right here, the sebaceous gland here, it connects into the hair follicle. And if I erase all of this again, and then draw, see this connection in the hair follicle, this film, that's sebum sweating or getting into a hair follicle. And as you can see right here, this collection of yellow is sweat or sebum, sebaceous glands, and it gets clogged and blocked. And it blocks these hair follicles, it blocks the pores in your skin, and it stops you from producing good skin cells or good skin growth, because it cannot breathe, it can't function. So in this case, we need to soften up this area here that gets hard. We got to soften up that skin layer, those keratinocytes or keratinocytes, however you pronounce it. So the keratinocytes, once they're softened, now you can open up the hair follicles. Now you can open up the sweat glands or pores, basically. They're unclogged. As you can see in here, they are clogged. That's what the yellow is showing you. They are clogged. So our main mission in that chemical peel is just to get them to breathe again, so your skin can actually grow smooth and fresh without having any problems, and getting rid of these hard cells and keratinocytes, getting rid of them. And then once they're gone, they're gone. And that's what we're doing, and that's what's affecting this. Okay, if we take a closer look at the keratinocytes, so right here where it says keratin, so remember, these keratinocytes, when they're growing up, as you can see, these little small lines and tick marks in between the cells of the skin, they're lining up. They keep coming up here, up, 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 and up. But then they get harder and hardened right around this area. Because remember, your bilipid layer, your intercellular layer, and lipids and all that good stuff, they get hard, almost like a clogged artery. They get hard. They do not want to let good blood flow through to come up and flourish, or good skin cells. Your skin cells are derived from your blood, your white blood cells, red blood cells. They're all mixing right down here in this area down here at the stratum basal area. This is where your mother and daughter cells are derived. The mother and daughter cells, they're trying to peripherate, and move on up through the ranks. They grow up, the daughter cells grow up, the mother cells say, hey, you're on your own, and they leave the daughter cells right in this area. the spinosum area or the granulosum area. So these two areas, because they're right in the middle, the spinosum is here, granulosum is here. So when they leave their daughters, now you got all these knuckleheads. Let's erase some things so I can give you a better idea of what's going on. So you have these knuckleheads right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, and they're all trying to get the females. So the young daughter cells right here and here and here and here, and they're trying to come up. You got to get past these knuckleheads. And sometimes when the daughter cells mess with the knuckleheads, oh man, it's a real problem. So let's erase the knuckleheads for one moment. So when they mess with the knuckleheads right in this section, it's a dead end. X, dead end, X, dead end. And that's why they call you ex, an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband, because they make your life a living hell. It's like XXX marks the spot, 666, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Got to get rid of those knuckleheads. But your skin turns into little small X's or cracking of the skin. So up here is just cracks. And your skin cells messed up. And they start to solidify on top of everything, which they can't come out, they can't breathe, they can't puncture past this barrier because the men are still holding them back, or a bad female. It could be vice versa, either or. And that's what's going on with these keratinocytes, or the keratin from the daughter cells. They turn into the keratinocytes. Now they can't grow and flourish to be wonderful, productive, powerful women, or strong, productive, powerful men, because they're being held down by this layer right up here. It blocks them off. So you got to get rid of it. You got to get a chemical peel, do something, penetrate past these barriers, soften up the skin, and then it all goes away. And then you can start fresh again. Daughter cells, they will thrive. They make it. Especially that one, they make it. And that's it. Thanks for hearing me out and learning how the skin really works.